I've been saying this for a long time, and I think a lot of other people who are critical of social media, not just Facebook, have pointed out that the more salacious, the more angry, the more charged a tweet, a Facebook post is, the more of a reaction it will get. What this does is it trains the algorithm that, okay, this post, we don't know what's in it. Algorithms are not looking at what's in it. They're looking at what the outcome is. So they'll say, okay, here are the 1,000 pieces of content. Show the 1,000 pieces of content to 1,000 people. Tell me, or maybe even less, like show it to 100 people. So now we got 100,000 people have seen these 1,000 pieces of content. Which 10 got the most reaction? Comments, likes, shares. Okay, let's look at the words in there. Which one got the most charged words? Which one's got the longest responses? Which one got the most follow-ups? In other words, I replied on your post, and then you as the OP, the original poster, did you respond to me? That would be like the definition of a really vibrant conversation happening. I commented on your post, and you actually got back to me. So that ping pong thing could also be a signal, because if we are now in a debate and you're saying, the Clintons are this murderous cabal of maniacs, and then, I'm saying Trump is owned by the Russians, and now we're going back and forth, like your aunt and your second cousin are probably doing on your Facebook with the rest of the family watching in horror and saying, how are we going to even have Thanksgiving this year? Like when those two morons are going back and forth talking through each other, that's a just incredible signal to the algorithm, because those people keep coming back to Facebook. Your aunt or your cousin who's on Facebook all day long. That's what this algorithm is doing. It's trying to make all of us that addicted. That's why the best thing to do is to just turn off notifications, delete Facebook, delete Twitter, take a break from it, put a pause on it, and maybe use it only when you're at your desktop and put a timer on it, or put yourself on a little timer. So this is truly devastating, I think, for Facebook, that an insider has made the connection between the research, the explicit design of the algorithm, and the financial outcome. Of course, for Facebook, if this thing actually comes down to brass tacks, I think what the people inside of Facebook are going to say is, well, of course we want people to use our product more. What company does not want to delight their customers and make the product better? We're looking at the signals. If people are using the product, we will look at how they're using it and make it better. That's our goal as a business, is to grow. That's our mandate with our shareholders. Are you saying that we should break our fiduciary responsibility to shareholders and tank the business because some people don't like some conversations, or some number of people become addicted to it? There are people who are addicted to Disneyland. There are people who are addicted to gambling. It doesn't mean you shut Vegas down. It doesn't mean you don't allow them to buy tickets to Disney World and go every day. Like, there are people who will spend a disproportionate amount of their personal revenue and time and their personal income on gambling, on Disneyland, on alcohol, on cigarettes, on whatever their passion happens to be, even if it's, ordering expensive wine. Doesn't mean the wine company is responsible. That's going to be their defense. So back to the Wall Street Journal Facebook Files article. Here is how Facebook quantitatively measured their new algorithm. And this is a quote from that Wall Street Journal story. Facebook's solution was to create a formula that measured how much meaningful interaction a post sparked. Meaningful is in quotes. Then organized the newsfeed to encourage as much of that as possible. Okay, we get it. Under an internal point system used to measure its success, a like was worth 1 point. A reaction reshare without text or reply to an invite was worth 5 points. Okay? And a significant comment, message, reshare, or RSVP, 30 points. So that's really interesting. If you reshared it with a comment or write a big message, 30 times more than just a simple like, which is what I said earlier. I think they're obviously looking for you to spend more time and add more content. If you add content and you share it with your group, that is the ultimate way to get you more involved, because just even composing that response might take you 10 minutes, right? And that's 10 more minutes they get of the attention economy. Additional multipliers were added depending on whether the interaction was between members of a group, friends, or strangers. So they know who your family are because you say, these are my family, this is my spouse, these are my kids, this is somebody I work with, these are friends. I think you can even say close friends on Facebook. So I'm assuming the multiplier might be 2x this if it's a family member, 3x it if I said this is a close friend, right? So now what they want to do is really get people who are close to each other into these meaningful interactions with their friends and family. But what this did was, because they're not looking at the qualitative, they're just looking at the behavior. That's like saying, like, how long was Thanksgiving? How long was that meal? How long was your party? And it's like, well, the party might have gone till 2 a.m. and ended in a fist fight. Everybody got drunk and was fighting over Trump versus Clinton or Biden or, the Afghanistan debacle. That doesn't mean it was it might have been meaningful, but it also might have been dark and horrible and scarring for life. It really is interesting that, these researchers pinpointed where they believe this started going down. And of course, this is going to dovetail with the January 6th activities. To be a little bit neutral here, whatever happened at the Capitol on January 6th, I know some of you feel it was a protest, other you feel it was an insurrection. I think for some people, it was a fun day out and a protest. And, for other people, they brought guns. So, if you bring guns to a protest, I think you're kind of tipping over into crazy town and maybe insurrection. Maybe it was, in fact, an insurrection for that group of people, while the majority of people there, it was a protest or just a boondoggle and a way to go and hang out with your friends, right? People can go to the same event and have two different experiences. So breaking news, just informed that all of Facebook and Instagram is down right now. Brian Krebs, the famous security expert, has confirmed, I'm reading his tweet from moments ago, breaking news, the DNS records that tell systems how to find Facebook and Instagram got withdrawn this morning from the global routing tables. Can you imagine working at Facebook right now when your email no longer works and all your internal Facebook tools fail? We don't know why this change was made. It could have been the result of an internal system-wide change or update that went awry. It's all speculation at this point why Facebook is in control over its DNS records. DNS, if you don't know, is the domain name system. Maybe they were hacked. That tends to be what happens in these situations. It's either somebody with fat fingers types in the wrong, routing records when they're making a change. So bad day for Facebook. The stock's also down 5 to 6% on this news. The overall market, I think, is down 2 to 3%. So they're down double the market, which for a leading company and a strong company says something. I don't think, well, let's talk in a minute about what the outcome of all this is. We all know how hard it is to eat healthy when you're grinding on product sprints and trying to meet crazy deadlines. Well, now there's an innovative food company trying to help. Real Good Foods is one of the fastest growing frozen food brands in the US. They're making nutritious foods more accessible to improve human health. And they make all the food you love: Mexican, Italian, breakfast sandwiches, pizzas, and more. Everything is 100% grain-free, low in carbs, high in protein, and best part, made from real food ingredients. They are available in the freezer section of Costco, Walmart, Target, and 90% of grocery stores nationwide. When I found out about them, I went into my Instacart, I went out to Amazon, they were everywhere, and we've been eating the pizza. It's delicious. Plus, you can get them delivered same day by Instacart. Real Good Foods is healthy, convenient, and tasty. It's perfect for any lifestyle. Plus, part of their mission is to support food banks across the U.S., and they have a goal of donating 1 million nutritious meals. Nicely done, Real Good Foods. So, go to realgoodfoods.com and use the code TWIST for $15 off. Learn more and follow at Real Good Foods on social media, or go to realgoodfoods.com and use that code TWIST to get $15 off.